So, welcome back everyone to the Redstone Quarry Podcast, episode 25. Today we are joined by...
Enemy's friend. Hey guys.
Micromat Comp, now with 20% more seriousness.
Socialman 575 with about 120% more seriousness.
Niels with normal seriousness.
And Wout, who is here to announce that because of last episode we are going to be a bit more serious, which may explain the previous comments.
End of
Now-
intro.
Yeah, end of intro. Niels here wants to... Let's continue. We make it
Yeah,
short
let's
this
just
time.
move on.
Okay, so comments. First comment, Vincent Hell 1 says, can I have a personal pun from Wout? There was a Vincent, and he was from Hell. Hell yeah. Sorry,
That
I'm not
was
good at
so
this.
lame.
Okay, next comment. Who wants to read something?
I think I
Um,
can
Read
read.
anything.
This comment is from Sharia, and we asked about the length of the video because someone complained about it in the last episode that it's too long, and
They
others
didn't
were like,
complain, they made a comment about it. No, I wouldn't say it's complaining.
The
well,
comments too long.
well, they suggested it was too long,
Yeah.
and Sharia says he doesn't care about the length of the video, but we need to cut the bullshit. Like, he wants to hear about the Minecraft stuff and not really about what favorite bands we have or whatever. And I agree with that. Like, last episode, the beginning, way too much bullshit. Like, this time, less bullshit.
Yeah, admittedly, last episode we were kind of a little too out of whack. But yeah, we're going to cut down on it, but we're still going to keep some derpiness in it, of course.
Especially since I'm here.
Yep.
Yes, since SciCraft.
Maybe a bit, but yeah, just cut down.
Well, personally, one of the main reasons I am still here every week is because, well, it's not all serious, so yeah.
Is because we
Like,
force Wout
I'll
to
try
come
to
here.
pay attention to it personally, this episode, but you will definitely not got all humor, or at least
The only
I
reason
would
I was
like to.
acting super derpy last week was because I was incredibly out of touch with the community and didn't know what to say, so I just derped with every comment.
I was in TeamSpeak, but I didn't realize the thing was starting, so.
Yes, that was also a great moment.
Alright,
Okay, next comment. Next comment is from Robitobi. He says the best thing about the tech wiki is that you can add and remove stuff also from other wiki member profiles.
so... oh yeah.
And yeah.
That sounds like the best thing ever, yes.
I'm not sure, but I think on Myron's and then on my wiki page it's still like he posted something on mine without like when he found out about it, and I just changed his in a bit, and now it says droppers cheaper than furnaces.
They're not
And-
cheaper, they require freaking redstone instead of cobblestone.
Well, if you
That's
have
why
a
they're
good witch
cheaper.
farm.
Yes, then you need to appear for ages as a witch
Infrastructure
farm.
for the win. Infrastructure for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I never got a response from my YouTube message to you. So, if you ever find out about that, please let me know, or just respond that you read it and don't want to or whatever. Next comment.
First, that's what Norwegian said, but
No,
whatever.
he said XD.
Oh
afterwards.
man, we're big enough to have first comments now.
Yes.
Yay, we're so pro. Anyways, fun from well,
Actual first
moving
is
on.
always the share on Google Plus, but
Thinking about the tech wiki. Yeah, we didn't really receive. Oh, Ray has something pretty spectacular in his video because, as far as we can tell, it's a very primitive design, probably less potent than even Spire's farm. It's not difficult to build from the teaser, and I think me, Helvin, Slayer, and Ilmongo all put together are enough to say that it's worthless. I remain doubtful, but I do hope Ray has something interesting up his sleeve. So that comment was a little bit on the harsh side, but you know.
And also from Sharia, because you didn't say that.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Ray later on commented on our podcast, so I think he will hear this, and yeah, we were excited to know what you have in your farm that makes it 2% faster than whatever you're referring to.
Yeah. For all we know, it could have been just slightly skewed test results, or it could actually be that good. We just don't know.
2%
Yeah, but like,
faster than what?
yeah, he doesn't say faster than what, and also
Yeah.
it's like I didn't see something that would make it faster than a toggle state. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of wonder, like, maybe he's referring to something not as fast. So, well, then it's 2%. Maybe it's 2%, but
Yeah. Well, as for witch farms, toggle state is pretty much where it's at now. Shifting floors are out of the question if you want to go for efficiency now.
well, it's still a shifting floor. It's just a toggle state one.
Well, I know, but like just standard shifting floors.
No.
Like
Normal
I
shifting
kind of
floors.
think he knows Serious design because he had like something that was like entity and tile entity less.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, I don't know. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and of course, shared on Google Plus by TRQ.
Yes.
I already
anything
mentioned
else?
that one.
Already
important
talking
one.
about Ray, his comment was, is there more information on the filter that searches for specific bedrock formations? Wout, can you talk a bit about that, please?
Yeah, because Wout's only
Mr.
good
Filter.
programmer.
Well, he did it, so that's why.
Senor Filterino.
Yeah, I totally have time. Thanks, people. It's not like I was working. No, I wasn't. So as for the filter, I currently don't have a standalone filter. It's just, yeah, one I have in collection. I could write a standalone one for it, but it's a bit too specific for me personally to do that because, like, enemy described not just the bedrock formation, which is like there has to be bedrock here and there has to be air here, but also there has to be air, at least one air in one of these spots, which is a bit of a complex thing to describe as an option or something.
Oh
Like you
yeah.
can't just give it a schematic. Like else you could say give it a schematic and it will look for that kind of copy or something.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Well, if you wanted, you could just give it the schematic facing one way and facing then the other way, and then check 4 times. But Wout actually made a thing that
yeah, but
checks
it
all
wouldn't be as
sides.
nice. Like
Yeah.
I think I gave you no, I didn't give you a list, but I did save a list of results, I believe, so I could give you one.
You gave me a list of results.
Okay, so if you're really interested, I could look at it, but personally, I think it's way more useful to just maybe show the bedrock formation we're looking for, and also I can put the list on pastebin, the list of coordinates.
Yeah, if you're looking for a bedrock formation, I could even help out and just manually look for it.
Good luck.
I wouldn't want to do that if you're you, but whatever.
As long as it's not like super specific.
I suggest you don't actually, because enemy also tried to do that, and he didn't find anything within, like, I don't know, enemy, like a 40 by 40 around spawn or something.
Well, it's hard to tell sometimes because with some parts it's like you cannot see because of the there's bedrock around, and that makes it a bit harder. And sometimes it's just like, okay, you don't really care if there's bedrock there or not, but it's hard to tell because it's there.
Yeah.
So like the filter makes it definitely way easier
Yeah,
because
like,
then
I don't
you
know,
just
but
get a list of results from Wout.
like, nothing against enemy or something, but I believe you had, like, you checked everything in the 40 by 40 box around 0, and you didn't find anything, whereas the filter found, like, 12 or something, or 10 results within that region, I think. So, yeah, just to say that you can
It's
do it,
hard
of course,
to
but you
see
will,
stuff
yeah,
like
you'll
that.
probably start looking further. So, yeah. Like, I think the closest formation the filter found was, like, 10 blocks from 0 or something, so that was pretty useful. But yeah, so give feedback on that in case you want. But I guess we will do the screenshot and pastebin anyway. Anything else for the comments this week?
From what it seems like, nothing besides like just responses and just general interaction between the commenters.
Okay, no 200 comment conversations.
Wait, it only says 44 comments.
Yay, Marin.
Only.
I think Marin is on holidays or something.
Yeah.
Well, that helps.
Oh, the YouTube sub box is broken.
Well, the YouTube sub box is broken indeed.
Well, when
Nah.
has it not been broken? Like the last time it wasn't broken was like 2008 or something like that.
Well, there's always a lot of room. Like, I mean, to me, it rarely
Was it
seems
broken in 2005 whenever
broken.
they first came out?
But to me, it just seems to be the case is that it only displays, it doesn't display all of the people you're subscribed to, which, as far as I know, is a pretty the thing YouTube put in there on purpose, because they don't want subscriptions to be absolute. They want to, if you don't watch someone, if you barely watch someone, they will offer you less back content. But as long as you watch a decent portion, it seems to always give you 100%, at least to me. Like, I've noticed sometimes there was channels which were not appearing on there anymore, but like I never noticed like, hey, that's strange. this channel, which I like always watch within a week after they release a video. Like I don't know these videos. Like I always remember them. So I don't know. That's my personal experience, at least.
If you watch a couple of videos from channel X, you will see the channel on your on the sidebar in the subscriptions at the top. So it's some kind of strange algorithm.
Oh, so that's what the ordering is. Okay, makes sense.
It's-
You can actually change the order. For me, it's alphabetic, but that just changes it to the fact where you in total you only get displayed 100 of them, so it stops at P for me, which is very helpful if I'm looking for someone who's named T something or whatever.
Yeah, I made the list barely.
But yeah.
Oh, and
That's the disadvantage of having it on alphabetic. It's always the same part, so you know where to search for. But yeah, channels you may like are at the bottom and out of luck.
also, like I have kind of an idea on how they could fix it. Not sure how realistic or probable this would be, but basically what my plan is they can kind of sort by video. So like, let's say you're watching a person by or watching a video by Doc, for example, and he's posting a ton of Civ 4 videos. Obviously, I'm not interested in Civ 4, so the algorithm will pick up that I haven't watched any of his videos with the title Civ 4 in it, and that I've been watching videos with the title Minecraft in it, and it'll stop displaying Civ 4 videos for me and start displaying Minecraft videos for me
Really?
instead.
But then
Like-
you get to
Yeah,
a
but
point where
then
he
the-
starts a new
notice that.
series you might like, and you won't get to see that.
Yeah, and then the creators don't get as much exposure because, like, for example, I see people playing them, but if I don't see people playing them, why would I want to get into it?
I would like a feature that's just like, okay, you see all the tags they use in their videos, and you just like mood by tag. And that
Oh,
would be
yeah.
cool. For news that are probably one of the more important ones that we need to talk about, there was yet another update.
Yay.
Another security update. Minecraft 1.8.6.
Wait, hold on. Was 184 a security update and also 185 was?
I believe yes.
And now we have 186. Nice.
Yes, and
Great job, Mojang.
That makes me feel very secure.
from what
Yes.
I hear, there's possibly
Very
another one coming.
security.
What? Another?
Another.
So
Yes.
they're doing security updates, but then they have to fix what they broke because they did a security update. So it's like
No,
a bank.
no,
It's like a
no.
bank putting in cameras, but then forgetting that they broke the lasers or something like that.
What?
No, they actually didn't.
Yes, because
need
banks
to
have
update
laser
because they
weapons.
broke something earlier. It's they have more broken shit from way earlier, and well,
And that kind of needed to be fixed.
Yeah.
like since forever. And it's like at least they're reacting to now that stuff gets public. But
Yeah, well, better to react now than never.
yeah, there was a lot of controversy though for 1.8.6.
Really? How
Yes,
so?
because it removes a feature that you can place command blocks with droppers or with dispensers,
Ah,
and therefore you cannot do the randomizers like you used to. And a lot
It's-
of map makers use that and are
stupid.
now very, very angry, I guess.
Angry,
not
yes.
satisfied. And
That's dissatisfied. This is the best word to use.
But
in
what
this
is the-
situation.
I don't
What's-
even do stuff with command blocks, and I'm extremely dissatisfied.
But what if
according
problem
to
with that?
Sarge, there was like no other way than to remove this feature.
Oh,
But
yeah,
but
Search.
what
it's
did
like
what did they
I-
want to fix then?
Should we explain this?
You
Like,
go-
it's
you-
kind
you
of an
go.
exploit, but I guess it's fixed. So.
yeah, you explain it.
Yeah, the thing is that apparently, for some reason, like, I asked this on the Josh Pixels video. I only got a response from someone else, so I suppose this is what's happening. But apparently, signs don't properly check execution rights when you run a command from them. So yeah, if you have a sign with a certain JSON commands on them and you right-click it, you can basically run any command, including up to operate yourself. So. And to get any sign, you would simply use a hack to edit your own inventory. And as long as you're in creative, the server doesn't seem to mind if you mess with your inventory. So I guess that's why you need creative. And
But how does that explain the dispenser thing?
well, yes, that's the thing. that I feel like I'm missing something here
Wait,
because
so
Because
they-
you can /op user from a command block, and
No,
you
you
can
cannot.
just you can't.
but so that with the hacks
you
though,
can
like
yeah, you cannot, but you can run other commands which should be limited to op. Like you can start killing people and summoning stuff. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
can
You,
only do
you,
that with
could, you could,
hacks,
for
though, right?
example, give yourself a dispenser with NBT that has a command block in it that will blaze a sign that has the op thing, if you wanted to.
Ah,
But that's
yes,
like
for
a
example.
way too complicated way to do that.
But how do you do this if you're not op to start with?
That's why
Like,
you use the hack. You
but
can
to
op
get the
yourself.
hack
Okay,
with
to
the
get
hack.
but
stuff.
okay, then why is Mojang worrying about a third-party client then? Like,
It's a
Well, who
third-party
wouldn't
client,
worry
just
about
like-
a third client party
Yeah, because
client?
normally
yeah,
the
but-
server shouldn't be vulnerable to people having custom clients.
Yeah.
like for example, if you remember when we made Dark Shot, and people that are not opt can also click the signs with the commands behind them to like change I don't know, like missiles
Yeah,
on off
like,
and
I
stuff
don't
like
see
that.
why that was the case.
No, like you could do that.
I mean, I see
Yeah,
why
like,
they
it
did it, but
shouldn't have been.
Mojang usually says that, like, well, that was a third-party client, or that it was a mod, and we don't. And so I'm shocked they actually did something. It's my thing.
Well, they will say, oh yeah, if a mod breaks something, like if a mod causes a bug on your side, then they say, yeah, well, don't use the mod.
But well,
if
this is
if you can
not
use a mod to basically crash a server, then they're like, oh, well, yeah, this is the table suddenly turned, because now you don't have some people which may have disadvantages from it and shouldn't use a mod. You have some people who get advantages, you could say, from using the mod.
well, you could just like go into a random server with your hack client, or like with a client with the modification.
Yeah.
That is a creative server, or where you get
A
creative.
vanilla creative server.
Then you can just give yourself the sign, op yourself, and then stop the server if you wanted to.
And it affects the other vanilla
And-
players.
And that's something I would call a proper security issue, and it needs to be fixed. And they did that. So
Well, I don't know what they fixed. Like, they messed with the dispensers, so they can't dispense command blocks anymore. But, like, the first
Yes.
thing already should be that, I suppose, signs finally have right execution rights, so they just execute from the player.
Yeah, they have something that sign checks for commands that you cannot run.
Yeah, I mean, normally that's just what happens. It acts as if, like, in a book, that's what it does, I think.
But I think on the sign I could still do scoreboard stuff.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We actually have a command for that. It's called trigger.
Yeah.
And you can basically, it's a command which so just for the viewers, I suppose, which you can use to interact with scoreboards, but only in a very limited way. However, it can be run by, I think, any person.
Yeah.
So
And
Yeah.
it's basically you have a command to set the trigger to something, and then you can have another command block to actually run the command.
yeah. So basically, whenever a player clicks a sign, it will raise some value, and there's another clock checking if that value is 1, and if it is 1, it will start doing stuff. And that's the way you would basically do stuff without actually having the player execute anything important. that
yeah,
is.
but like trigger is kind of clunky. Like it's very annoying to use because you have to reset it, as far as I know. And
I
you
don't
have
know.
to,
I never used it. I have to say, like, you guys
and
are
you
not
have
that
to
bad
do
at the
all the stuff you just said right now, and it's like way easier if your player just like can.
If you
click.
just have a
Yes,
little
but then
system
you have the
to
execution
reset it.
problems,
If you just have a little system to check for it and then run the command, and I think it can be somewhat easy. I've never messed with it, but it's basically just in a sign you set the trigger, and then you have a little command block clock somewhere, fill clock, and that runs all the triggers, and then you reset afterwards. I don't think it should be that hard.
Yeah, it's just a bit more annoying than doing the normal way. And like if you're doing a custom map, you can probably just like give your player will be up because it's just like a custom
yeah,
map that you
single player
download.
wouldn't mind, but like
then it's not a
multiplayer
problem.
changes stuff.
Yeah, multiplayer it's harder.
Well, that's a sign thing, but basically they try to remove every way of basically allowing you to place stuff with MBT data. It seems like a command block, for example, with a command in it side of it. So like I don't fully understand this because everyone's going crazy over the dispense randomizers, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I haven't tested any of this. Like I'm not that concerned with this whole thing because I don't use it randomized. I don't need that like I don't need security right now, but I would assume if they fix this, they also that this also means that whenever you place a command block, it just clears the tag, right?
But then it doesn't make sense to control pick block something because
Yeah,
if
so like I suppose the only way I can see that why it would work for command blocks but not for dispensers, so they had to do this fix, is that basically for command blocks and maybe signs, they just clear the tag once you place it. If you unless you're OP, in which case I would be quite surprised because, like, yeah, pick block is quite useful. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Big block
I don't
is
know.
still in the game. It didn't break that as far as I
the
know.
control pick block.
Yes, control pick block. So yeah, like it's kind of stupid. I guess we're having a discussion about this because I don't think any of us has really tested anything. But it just sounds so weird to me because I would think you could go through the tag, like both MET tags and both MET and JSON can just be navigated through and check all tags which could possibly run a command and, well, manipulate them if you need to. And like that's something which they're not doing. It seems they are just saying, okay, if a dispenser has command blocks, well, we're not gonna place them anyway. So instead of, well, when you place a dispenser, it goes through all of the MET tags. In the end, it ends up at the command item tags, and in the command item tags, it sees the commands and it would clear them. That would be my suggestion. But
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something because I don't know a lot about this, and Serge keeps on saying that it's the only way to do it. I don't know. Like Serge seems to be a decent developer typically, so I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
personally, I don't believe that it's the only way to do it, but I just feel like they haven't thought of many other ways.
Then the dispenser, is it only useful for randomizing stuff? Because why don't they just add some kind of way that you can get a randomized scoreboard value?
Well, you can also do like normal dispenser and then like sort a normal item do signal strength
Well,
and
there are
randomize
there's
that way.
There's no issue with getting for creative people to get randomizers. That's not the issue. It's about having the old ones broken, basically.
And then your old maps won't work anymore.
Yeah, I
Stuff
mean,
like that.
like people are going like in the creative community, people are going crazy. Like, oh, this randomizer, and like everyone still seems to miss one thing, which is that people we have at R, like since
Yeah, but
1.
at R is for random entity, right?
Yes, so as long as you're in creative, which you need to be anyway to do the command things.
Well, okay, yeah, you could just do at R random
I mean, this isn't a
entity in the
survival thing anyway,
type
right?
squid or whatever.
Command block dispenser randomizers weren't survival friendly anyway, so yeah. I mean, survival friendly, it's still probably the dispensers with no, not the droppers with hoppers and like different stack sizes.
Or
It
just
seems-
different items in general.
Well, yeah, and then sort them. I guess that would
No,
also.
you should just have a pig and a pressure plate, and then a clock.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, like I saw this video from Diagnos. We will link to it. Maybe we should also link to the tweet from Sarge. I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
You're doing notes, so.
Oh yeah, I'm doing notes. Thanks. You guys are fucking great.
So you have to decide if you put it in there.
Just keep on mentioning things, and you'll be linking them.
No, I won't be linking them. That's why I put the notes in the chat so you guys can check. But like, I haven't. Since I've been doing that since like episode 1, I think I got like maybe 5 notes in total from you guys. So yeah, thanks.
The thing is, if you're doing the notes, then you're not really paying attention to. Oh, we have to remember that this has to be in the notes and this
Well,
has
yes,
to be
but
in the
you're
notes.
also responsible. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't blame
Yeah.
me if it's all wrong.
All parties are responsible in this.
Yes, especially macro.
Hey,
Yeah, Sarge's tweet. There was something else I had to link to. Oh yeah, Dragon's video. So yeah, I don't see the point where everyone is well, Dragon's randomizer video. Where everyone is going crazy to again use the dispensers and that kind of stuff to get randomization going because like basically the one of the difficult things with randomization, I think we discussed this earlier in the podcast, was that like for example you want to do randomization of a number like, I don't know, 43, right? It's a prime number. So you can't just you can't just have like a bunch of binary randomizers and read the output because, well, 43 is a prime number. You can't write it as a power of 2. You could technically have like 64 outputs, and if it's one of the upper
Then just read hard,
21.
then it's
Yeah, then you
yeah,
could run it again.
it can go on for long.
Yeah, see, that's the
if
thing.
you're
Like, then you don't have a
unlucky.
guarantee that it takes one cycle. So, like, the only solution which I used to have for that, I think, was that. Well, actually, there were two solutions. First of all, you could use custom spawners, which only place, for example, pigs on grass blocks. I think that's actually the exception. Pigs need to be placed on grass blocks. So, you could use commands to place and remove grass blocks. You could detect pigs in certain positions using pressure plates, and you can spawn them using custom spawners. You could summon from a summon command 0.7. So on top of that, you also had the spread players command, which you could use on entities to spread them across a platform in a random order. So like with all of that, and like in 1.8 they even added to that at our targets all a random entity, not a random player, so you can just have, instead of going to all of the hassle with generating grass blocks, you can just say, okay, I'm going to make 43 armor stands, and I'm going to pick a random one, and that's it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've already had a discussion. I probably should just stop about it.
Well, I
The
mean,
thing
it's
is
not like
with-
you're uttering complete nonsense. I know what you're saying.
Thing is with having 43 armor sense, it's more entities again, and can make a version without any entities, and I would say that's better.
Well, randomized entity seems that's the solution I would use at this point, especially because you can put it all within a very small. What am I trying to say? You can put it all basically in one block. Like you can just spawn all entities on top of each other.
Yep.
So yeah, that would also work.
I'm just really disappointed that like they had to do more than one security update
Yeah.
because they didn't get it right the first time. And it's like, okay, this thing has been broken basically since they introduced command blocks and NBT signs and all the stuff. So 9 months ago, maybe. Spencer command blocks, NBT signs, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
9 months
yeah.
ago by now, something like that. And it never occurred to them, and like now they like fuck it up 2 times. Like seriously,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just not really convinced that they're doing a good job at the moment. Like it's been 9 months. Like you had security problems that you didn't fix correctly the first time. You didn't do any snapshots. You like just show random pictures of stuff that you
Yeah, like,
hint
this
and might
is-
not be in the end in the game in the end because of a tweet Bone posted this week where it says worth noting things about 1.9 that I tweet are not 100% final. That's why there's no snapshots and not so much info.
Yeah.
Things
I
may
mean,
change
like,
further. Like seriously, like 9 months we don't have like snapshots. Or
yeah, 9
because you-
months and we have nothing to go off of, pretty much.
well, I'm
Yeah.
happy they're willing to remove features. That's one thing, because I was starting to
Ah.
grow really fearful, like this week, that, well, really for a bit, that they are just going in a couple of months. They're gonna be like, okay, here's your 1.9 people. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, I mean, we haven't been able to give any feedback on the actual gameplay. Like, we'll be able to give a tiny bit of feedback on the graphics because we've seen a bit of stuff, but like only
The
a tiny,
graphics
tiny
are too
bit.
blocky.
Yes, they're too blocky indeed. So yeah, like I'm happy to hear that they are willing to remove stuff, but I would still like them to throw out some stuff. Like the snapshot model, yeah, I guess it just has to be Microsoft having new policy around the place. Like, they go
Well,
back to the pre-release model or something then, where
Well,
they at least do
from
some
what I hear,
pre-releases.
they don't do snapshots because there's nothing done yet, or nothing final.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and like after
what's your
9 months,
source?
you should have some playable version, right? Like seriously, like what
Well,
did
you
Microsoft
already
do?
added
Did they-
stuff which you can wear in your slots, and like,
Yeah, like
I don't
thing
know.
worth noting, like since last time, the shield slot, as we've been referring it to, is not actually a shield slot; it's a second hand or offhand slot.
Oh yes,
So you
that's
can
right.
actually put things other than shields in there. Like Dinnerpone posted a picture where he holds 2 fish, for example. And dual wielding in that sense is not really possible. Like even though you could put a second sword there, you cannot use the second sword actively, so that doesn't help you.
Yeah.
Um,
Because, like, what purpose would it serve you? Like,
if you have
yeah.
fish in your second slot, can you still eat it?
That's a good question.
Because
I don't
if
know,
I
but
have
like-
if I
like
have
the-
food in my left hand, I can eat it in real life. So Yeah.
It occurred to me that like the second hand slot could be maybe interesting if you like holding wheat or something to attract animals in there.
Oh yeah, that's also another good point.
That would be nice, but like apart from that, like in combat, I guess. But I don't yet see how this is the thing I waited 9 months for. Like seriously.
Yeah.
And also if you use a bow, you now need to use 2 hands because in real life you use 2 hands for a bow. I guess it might kind of make sense, but
Now you just have one hand slot, and if you're having 2 hands for that, yeah, also using 2 hands.
well, like before, like I guess the map would be another thing you use 2 hands for because like since maps were introduced, you hold them with 2 hands. So yeah, I guess that would be another thing.
But what would happen to your second hand slot? Would it not be displayed, or
Uh,
would you
if your
drop it on the
second hand
ground?
slot is empty, then it will not display your second hand.
But if you have fish in your second hand and then you're taking a bow in your first hand, would you drop the fish because
I think you have
your
to
second
replace
hand
the
is
fish with an arrow, otherwise you cannot shoot. I'm not sure though. I don't know. I assume that's how it works.
Wasn't it because he also posted one GIF, I think, or GIF or whatever, where he has his quiver in the top slot, and then the middle slot there was the arrow slot, and in the bottom slot that was the second hand slot. So I don't think you have to put the arrow in the second hand slot.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't seem right now that you say it.
Yeah, if he just gave us a snapshot, then we could just.
Yeah, I'm like
Hint,
really
hint.
worried that they like just employed like 100 people at Microsoft that test this thing now that really haven't got a good idea of how this game works. Like there's people out there PvPing like for I don't know like the last 2 years like with the system we have now, and if they don't like it, then I think that's gonna be very bad for Minecraft and Mojang in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I don't
with
know.
just like not having snapshots, there's no way of knowing if it's balanced or not.
And
Because
no
like
way of giving
snapshots, it's
feedback.
like beta testing with like how many millions of beta testers, and like there's no way they can reproduce that without doing snapshots. Like,
Well, like he also, what I personally found a bit weird about the dual wielding thing is he said that people asked, oh, can you also block with the second one? And like, no. Well, yes, you can, but in fact, the blocking is now like the thing for the second slot, and you can block while hitting. That. So
so like if I have a shield in there, it will block for me. But if I have a fish, it will also block.
I don't know. He wasn't too clear, but it looked like from what he said that you could like have a shield, be blocking with the shield in the left hand and be hitting with a sword in the right hand, which sounds quite easy to me. Like combat, then like I suppose the blocking still slows you down, so there's a reason to actually unblock, which is still good. Else it would be completely stupid. But I don't know. I like the current system a bit more, where you have to alternate if you want to be good. Although
Well,
I
I did.
think you can
Since no one
block
of
with a
us played
fish.
it, I don't know if you like it more or not. But
Well, I'm not good at like I never try to block it because I just miss constantly and it messes up. But like, actually, I had after the tweet, I had a discussion with it about it with Zach, who is quite an advanced, well, experienced PvPer it seems. And well, according to him, the discussion ended on a draw, so I am therefore equally, my opinion is equally right as his, and he is very experienced. Therefore, my opinion has to be very valid.
Whoa. Happy for Wout.
Yes, so therefore, 1.9 is not going to be nice with the block hitting. No, I don't know, but I'm wary of it. Like it
yeah,
seems
it
a bit too
would
simple.
be good if you just like finally get to see what it will be, or like test something at the very least. Like
I know the lack of
that's just a
snapshots
must in
is
my opinion.
just
Like,
so frustrating. Like
Like,
even
if
if
it-
it's Microsoft's policy, this is like no excuse for like a game like this.
yeah, like
well,
this game
if-
is built on like giving players unfinished versions of the game. That's how it became to this point. Like,
that's what how
Is-
Notch became a millionaire probably. Selling beta versions.
Yeah, but now Notch sold it, so.
Yeah, like also on a small note, since we're getting new another slot, like we'll be getting shields as well, so that would also mean like maybe we'd be getting diamond shields, which means we'll be getting our first tool since like beta.
I guess.
Well, like we're getting a new tool since
Yeah, but
like
Micro, what other tool would you
Well,
want in
I
the
guess,
game
a
otherwise?
leash is a
It's-
tool,
yeah.
right?
huh?
A leash. Well,
Well, it's stackable, so it doesn't really count.
I
What
can make a
what I mean by
tool.
tool is like something with durability.
Well, flint and steel.
Beta.
fire charge.
Yeah,
but
right,
I don't
yeah.
know. That's
That doesn't have durability. That has
item
stacks.
stack.
Yeah, I
Some
guess
kind of
you're right.
durability.
I just really hope that you can trade with villagers for them if they're like actually something you would need like in non-PvP gameplay.
I just want our trading finished. Like, please, can I buy boots again? I just want to buy boots again. That's all I want.
I think it would be nice if they have like trading to the point where it's like, hey, this works now. It's like done.
Yeah. Like, seriously, I'm thinking of converting to iron armor in single player.
Just because you cannot trade for diamond armor in 1.8 anymore.
Yeah.
I would say that's a valid reason. Because wasting diamonds and mining diamonds with non-all
Well,
blocks
if-
equally precious pickaxes is just a waste.
Well, like how like this week when I played, like I don't think I damaged my armor even once. Like I guess it hardly depends on what you're doing in Minecraft, but like sometimes it's just like I don't need this armor at all, and sometimes it's like when I, for example, I built the spawning pads for the widow wipe, I like used 3 sets of diamond armor in 2 hours. Because you get constantly shot up there. But yeah, like it highly depends, and I guess for single player, iron armor could be totally fine. Like the difficulty of Minecraft, like if you have good weapons,
Like, if you have a sharp 5 sword,
Like-
you're pretty much set.
yeah, like I've been playing CTMs like last week, two of them, and of course there's like if you have bad weapons, like if you have stones, of course there's a challenge there.
Mm-hmm.
Like grab armor and whatever. But if you play survival in a technical way, like we all do, I don't think there's a challenge there with mobs, like at all. If you have good armor and everything, right? So I don't know. Like they should make. I feel they should make something where even when you have like diamond armor, there's like, oh, you have to care about a creeper being next to you, and not like, well, this is gonna cost me half a heart. God damn it! Like, yeah, like for example, blast protection. No one uses it because it doesn't matter. Like, if you have protection 4, no one cares.
Yeah.
So like, it should be balanced to the point where you actually should like have a need for those different sets of enchantments and have it balanced in a way.
Yeah, but I mean, if it were to be balanced, things would get so much more expensive because we need so many different pairs of diamond armor.
Well, like people also complained when they had to use axes for trees instead of shovels. But, I
mean, the degree to this is much more different than the degree to that.
But like basically now it's at the point where like, okay, you have 5 different armor enchants, but you only use one because that one is so OP that you don't need all the others.
Yeah.
And that's not how it should be. I'm sure that's not how they intended it. I'm sure they changed armor things a while back, so it's not as OP like it was more OP back then. But it's where armor value stacked more.
Yeah.
But still, like I still think it's like to the point where if you have diamond armor, there's like no challenge and there's no need for all the other ones. Like also for Bane, for example, like no one ever uses Bane. Like if you enchant something,
No.
Don't judge, man.
If you
If you-
enchant something, you have Bane on there. It's like,
Uh,
well,
Hi party.
I
It's
gue-
like we have
I guess get another sword now.
No,
Uh,
there's one use for Bane. If you want to get the overkill and achievement, and that's the only sword you have, you can get the achievement with Bane 4. And you don't have to try another time for.
people. You are so
uh,
judgmental.
Uh,
On Reflex, we have a chest at spawn, and we put all of our Pain of Arthropod swords in there, and it's going to be a great shrine to the Spider God, and it's amazing. We party every time we get one.
but you also don't
So-
use them.
how many of
That's
them
so
do
you-
you
But
But
have?
it's a tribute to the spider god.
We
I
use
mean,
them,
come
of
on.
Like,
course. They're the most valuable ones. They're the only things which are valid for the Lord.
I know of a custom map that's only uses Bane based mobs, And
Which is
they're
spiders and cave spiders and nothing else.
And little silverfish. And maybe
And
other stuff, I'm not
silverfish.
sure.
Right.
Yeah. And their Bane actually makes sense, of course, because like that's useful there. But apart from that, like normal survival, you never need Bane. Like,
Yeah.
Never. Like you're always better off with sharpness or smite if you have a bow. Like for me, it's like I don't use sharpness because everything I would use sharpness for is usually something you would like to range, like creepers or witches.
Yeah.
And everything else is like, okay, this is a smite mob, like zombies, skeletons, so on.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
Unless you have severe cave spider issues, you don't need a Bane sword, pretty much.
well, even if you have like a triple K spider spawn and you want to like go in there and light it up, you would still use a sharpness sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
Or just
I
a
think
normal
they
sword.
if they're redoing combat,
They
and
need to
I-
redo the combat aspects as well.
yeah, like if they're redoing combat, I think they should not only do PvP but also PvE.
Yeah.
And hopefully in a way where it's not to the point where you're like actually, oh shit, this is a spider, let me run back and get a different set of armor. But to the point where it's like, okay,
It's like, oh, a spider, my armor doesn't cover
makes
this.
sense to use different sets of armor, not instead
Yeah.
of like, well,
I have this
but
one
for
universal
everything,
set
but-
for everything.
Like maybe make blast exponentially less potent as like you level up in blast protection or something.
But I like my protection.
like I'm
Well,
not
we
saying
all
that
do.
they should change it to a way where it's like, okay, protection is not useful anymore or something.
Yeah.
I think it should be where it's like the other enchantments actually have a use. And
you?
yeah, like that's a point where like you made all these different sets of enchantments, like apart from custom maps you never use them. Like in survival, I never use anything else in protection. Like
Mhm.
I have like a double chest or more of like boots that don't have protection on them that are like in the double chest, and I will never use them. Just because they have like projectile protection on them.
You can give them to the projectile
I use
gods.
I use projectile protection boots as long as they have feather falling and unbreaking on them.
Yeah, I guess projectile protection is like the one, okay, where it's like, well, this is not too bad.
Well,
But,
neither
like,
is fire prot or
well, fire prot is like if you can just completely get rid of fire prot if you have a potion on you, like
yeah.
fire prot, like even fire prot, like you have diamond, if you have protection 4 armor, you can just like don't care if it's fire prot or not, like doesn't
Mhm.
matter that much.
And also there are some people who like to etho it around the place and just wear only boots. So I guess fire prot does help in that aspect a little if you're ever like
Well,
in
if,
the
you, if
never-
I
But then
only had boots, I
projectile
still would
protection
go for
also-
protection.
And
Yeah.
projectile boots would help if you're having projectiles, and you can say that for most of the protection variants.
Yeah, like
But
if you
did-
don't have full armor, I guess then it makes sense to use like specialized armor, like all the other enchantments basically.
If you're making a set of armor for a specific task, if you are going to, I don't know, go into a blaze farm, it would make sense to get projectile protection or fire prot or something like that. But
Blast protection would be.
or blast, I don't know, whatever one you want to use. But you're just making an armor set for general use. It's
I
general
think
protection.
back then it was like, well, if you're gonna fight a bit, you're gonna use like two pieces of blast and 2 pieces of normal protection. But now it's like protection 4 all the way. No one cares.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I
And
mean,
now
it's not like
with-
anyone should care because we have that awesome wither killing method.
and
yeah, but like if you want to fight with a normal way, it's like
Yeah.
you
And
have your
with-
armor, you have a bucket of milk, and
In
like,
which case, I just use an iron golem and it
yeah,
kills
you
it
drink
for
your
me.
strength potion, and then your regen potion, and then your bucket of milk.
or you just have beings area like we do. But like,
Yeah.
But well, what happens when
Ah.
you're trying to get your first beacon enemy?
well, then
And
you
now-
don't
also
give it a
now
fair
with
fight, basically.
having village,
no,
having,
like
having villages where you can basically just buy whatever you want. It's also, you can choose if you want protection. Otherwise, if you would just enchant something, oh, I got projectile protection. Let's just deal with it. But now, if you can just specifically choose what you want, it's, yeah, you don't use the projectile. You just use the protection thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, to sum it up, like, I think we talked about enough about this, but I just think, like, if they do combat update, I just hope they don't neglect the PvE aspect and
Completely neglect it.
yeah, like I just hope they change it a bit so where it's at a point where other enchantments are more useful, but it's not to the point where you wouldn't like use protection anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one tweet from Sarge I still had in my list. Sarge was curious to see how many servers are running vanilla, and he looked at some snooper data from 8.1 million server starts in last week, or like 2 weeks ago, and he noticed that only 28.68% of those are vanilla.
Wow.
It's still
And
quite a bit.
35% are Spigot, and 14 Forge, and Craft Bucket is 19%. But like server starts, not total servers. So like I guess you could argue a Spigot or Forge or Craft Bucket servers need to restart more often. No, but like I kind of was a bit surprised that like that not a lot of people are in the like I thought vanilla was like still like 40% or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I-
I
It's
can
not.
imagine why
think
people are
it's the
turning
amount
away
of
from it.
Yeah,
vanilla servers is higher than. In fact, I really thought just a small amount of them, and nowadays lots of it is just minigame servers like Hypixel or something like that,
well,
or
the thing is you don't know.
public survival servers. Or
Ew, those are the worst.
yeah,
Public
because it's
survival
on
servers.
some spigot, and then they have some kind of you have to use world guard to protect your stuff, and you have to put this sign on everything
And
so
you can't
nobody
use
can
lava, and
steal
you
it,
can't use TNT, and you can't use flint and steels,
and you
and
can't use
portals.
portals, and
oh,
Yeah,
poor
like-
meals.
all of those restrictions that you have because of no griefers.
Yep.
If you're playing survival on vanilla, it's basically you don't really have to care because it's most likely whitelisted and you trust the other people, and that's just way better experience, I think.
But I don't trust anyone. That's why I'm always in single player. Well, in all honesty, single player versus multiplayer, that whole like massive debate. Personally, I feel like you can't have a full Minecraft experience without both, because like honestly, you're able to do tons of things in single player that you aren't able to do in multiplayer, but at the same time, the other way around. Like, let's say server admin doesn't let you do X, Y, or Z, but you're allowed to do X, Y, and Z in single player, of course. And you're not allowed, well, you don't really have a lot of interaction in single player, but you also have quite a bit of interaction in multiplayer, of course. Just stuff like that.
And stuff like just quickly testing stuff, and if you have to always do that in multiplayer, that's
Imagine
I need
somebody
to
that doesn't have a creative server and has to
Yeah,
test everything in multiplayer.
oh, I have to test. Let me look up a creative server. No, that if you can just go to single player and make one, that's
Yeah.
more easy. So anyway, next thing on the list.
Well, actually, this week I didn't do a proper list like I usually do, or I try to do sometimes. Because well, I was lazy and shit.
Don't want to just complain about villagers instead?
No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
the
like.
progress on green clothed villages.
No, I think we can go to the thing I saw on YouTube, and if I think of anything else to the related, I will come back to that. So, first thing to talk about is something that was teased last week, which is the SciCraft server tour.
Yay!
Hype,
Yay!
hype, overly excited.
We are so hyped.
Please, Sharia and the other ones from the SciCraft that are listening, we're gonna talk about it and say how awesome we think it is.
Except you, Vince, you suck.
Yeah, like, do I have to talk about it, or does someone else want to?
Not me.
Oh, that one where they had the witch perimeter.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah. I actually
that one.
know. I know quite a bit about it, so I guess I
First
could.
of all, nice design on the walls. It looks better than ours because we just have iron blocks.
Well, yeah, that's obviously something.
The funny thing, earlier this week I talked about talked about it with someone else, and he was like, "Those things look very ugly. I don't like those. Plain wall would have looked way better." But
Well, I mean, it's much better than doing something that's a bland iron wall.
Yeah.
well, I like my iron wall, but
Well, I mean, not saying that is bad, but just saying like it's
It
out
has
of the
been done
ordinary.
so many times, and it's just
yeah,
lame.
but it's like our trademark.
So your trademark is being lame, confirmed.
Well,
But
technically we're not the first, or whatever. Yeah, like
Something so generic, and having a custom wall or whatever you want to call it, yeah, it makes it special. Yeah.
oh, and well, referring to the SciCraft servitor, they have a quad witch hut with an instant responding toggle state floor, and they have 5 slime farms inside of it. Not 1, not 2, but 5.
I just used all the slime chunks they could find or something like that.
I'm just really jealous that they have like 3 times more witch farms than we have. Like, no,
Wait, 3 times? You mean 2 times?
No, like 3
No,
times.
he
Like
means
Oh,
three times.
right, because the double floors. I forgot.
yeah, they have 4 triple layers and you have 2 double layers, so it's like 3 times more they have, and therefore they have 3 times more production and stuff. And
Yeah, because technically they have a sextuple 1.7 witch hut.
yeah, technically they do. But yeah, like
Happy for them.
I'm just really annoyed that we don't have that, and I want one.
Well,
can
just
go
yell at Vibernuke to delete the file for the
No,
temples.
no, that's cheating.
That's
No,
just
it's not.
cheating.
We did
Yes.
it on contingency. Zipcrowd
Yeah,
even
but
did it.
You're cheaters.
No,
I'm
wait,
not
no,
me-
no,
I'm not-
Zipcrowd didn't do it. Never mind.
I'm not messing with our same save file, and I wouldn't want anyone to do that with my same file.
Oh,
So
Well,
Why
as,
save
as,
file?
as long as my voice counts, we're not doing that.
Your voice doesn't count.
Oh fuck. No,
I can speak German. I don't know what he says. It doesn't count.
no, like I'm just jealous, and apparently like there are 5 slime farms. It from what I hear, it makes sense to run them all at once.
In my opinion, it doesn't, but whatever.
like Mango said something about, well, you still get 90% of the witch rates if you have the slime farms on, which was quite surprising to me because with our slime farm it's like you drop witch rates quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but that's not only the slime farms in there. Too quick about the slime farms. They're basically Milky Way design, but with golems around.
Yeah, and it has a different center.
Oh yeah, do they like not trigger it from above or something?
It's different, but
No, I think they do. I think that's a bit different.
yeah.
I think is it a bit bigger?
Yes.
So they have like a slightly bigger spawn pad.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Yeah, like the design we have is basically 16 by 16 spawn pad, also floodable, so you can turn it on and off.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way where you kill the slimes faster. So
yeah,
I still think my or our design, me and Zax, is faster. But well, if you have 5 of them, it really doesn't matter. So
Yep. Rest in peace, Zag. Please come back to technical Minecraft soon.
Number 1 Hypixel. Who cares?
Just kidding, Zag. We support you no matter what.
Yeah, go
Dramatic
Zach.
music starts
Go
playing.
Zach. No, I'm not. Don't say that. I don't want to edit in dramatic music because I have to find dramatic music. I have to copy it in.
I'm being sarcastic, you dingus.
It's the same thing. We can edit in a photo in a video. No, please not. And I have to look. I have to search this spot in the recording again.
Oh, first world problems. Whatever.
It's a podcast. It's not a video broadcast.
Well, your mom's a video podcast.
Anyway, they also have something really cool. They don't only have like search for the witch drops,
Mhm.
but they also have Mango's potion system, bit smaller version than in his video. Has
It's still
nine
fast enough.
brewing stands instead of like 54.
Yeah, it only includes like the necessary stuff.
Yeah, it also doesn't do every single recipe, but
Yeah, but why
you-
would
t-
you
t-
want
honestly, you
a
don't
recipe?
need that. Yeah, like
You
some
would
of those
make
things you
it
never
but
need
never
use.
use it, so what's the point of making it then?
Well, I guess there would be those odd uses here and there.
Well, it's kind of like the slime thing. You build it once, use it once, and afterwards you don't.
Unless you build out of slime blocks.
I meant to say ink farm, but
Oh.
I'm really like, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Sorry.
Another thing they need, ink blocks. Please. Please.
If you would stand on
Why?
it, your skin would go
What would an ink block
completely
be?
black.
Something between
or what?
black wool, black clay, coral
It's like a
blocks,
black
and
slime block.
obsidian. Like
No,
something in
like a
between.
black slime
No.
block. And it
Ink
doesn't
block,
stick with
it
normal
would be-
slime blocks.
No, it's just exactly that color, just with hexadecimal color of exactly black.
So
Black as
0,
possible.
0, 0, 0, 0,
Yes,
0.
0, 0, 0. It's just for 6 zeros.
But like black clay.
Black clay is a joke.
Black clay is not black.
It's like
Or-
brown.
Like there's like 3 different blocks that are black already. Like you have black wool, you have black carpet.
Yeah, but
yeah,
black,
yeah, obsidian.
the wool has this stupid noise on it. Wool is not
Nice.
completely black either. And obsidian, it has purple stuff in it.
You could just make the texture completely black. Like,
Yeah, but then you would have to make it resource back, and that's effort.
like I don't really see the need for an ink, but whatever. Back to the potion thing. Like even though it's like from the teaser I couldn't really tell that they only have 9. Only. Because it's like still looks quite big.
Yeah.
And like it was quite funny. Like last week I talked about this weird sorting thing he does with the iron doors and the soul sand and like all that stuff. And like even they don't care. I had to figure it out because only Mango understands it. Like yeah, like pretty cool though. I wonder if we ever build one, probably go something similar. But yeah, another cool thing. It's like basically it's not like something new or whatever, but neat thing they did is that they have priority with order. So basically, if they get the drops and then they stock the potion system first, and then like so on, which is well something you have to think about first before you build it. So something you didn't think about is the level they built at that. And now they get squid spawns in the item channels, which is quite fun.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I'm kind of doing a monologue again, I think.
Well, I mean, that's why they also called it Squid Ink, because Witch Ink, Witch Incorporated, but also Witch and Squid Ink. It has kind of a double meaning behind it.
What else? Like they have some slime stories in there. They do a cool thing with the sorters, where they just like power them if their storage is full, to reduce lag, which
Yeah.
was like okay before like for those 10 hoppers. I wouldn't have done it because like just 10 hoppers, but seeing how their server lags that much anyway, I think they need to do drastic measures on everything now.
Yeah.
So I guess it makes sense. And like it's a cool thing. Like I haven't seen it done before. Like just powering the stuff when your storage is full. So I guess it's something cool new that people can adopt now and should start using because it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else was in there? They had a cool control room where you can turn off and on everything, which is quite nice.
And it has glass. Cool.
And there's what?
In the control room, you have glass, so you can see all the slime farms when you turn them on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the most important feature, the glass.
Yeah, it's. I think it's even colored glass, stained glass.
Stained rendering lag, yeah.
No, it's not rendering lag. If it's just one color, then it doesn't matter. If you have lots of random colors, then it's really laggy.
Well, it also matters if there's the same color behind itself multiple times, like with
A
air
bit,
gaps
but
between it, with air
the-
gaps between.
Yeah,
the most
it's-
intensive is multiple colors with air gaps in between.
Yep.
And it's just a big mess.
I just really like how they implemented it and never really thought about how laggy it can be.
In the beginning, it also felt like
Like with everything they
everyone
do.
has been complaining about we won't stay in class, we won't stay in class. Then they added it, and it was
Then everybody's like,
somewhat
we don't
laggy.
want stained glass. Get it away from us, please.
It was we added just to let them know it's not a good idea. Nobody will use it anyway. I'm still
Yeah.
using it because the normal glass you can see those little glass things really good, and if you're using dark gray glass or light gray glass,
Yeah, light gray
you won't
glass
see
looks
them.
very nice.
But just white glasses. At least one of the gray colors, so it's not really.
I think it like the
color
next
isn't really
thing on my
present.
color palette. It's like iron blocks, glowstone, stone slabs, light gray glass.
Yeah, because it also fits the iron blocks and stuff like that.
yeah, it's like it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like somewhere in between there's cyan clay blocks. Like the whole block palette I use for building, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least you're never cutting down forests to get your stuff, so
Yeah.
eco-friendly, I
What
think.
else do we need to talk about? Is there anything we missed here?
To my knowledge, no.
Good. Then not so swiftly moving on.
Oh wait. Sharir
Did we
actually
wait?
Sharir
Oh.
actually a few hours ago, he actually released a lightning explanation video for any of those who are interested in watching it and like learning the mechanics of lightning strikes and such.
We're gonna link that, and because I think it's good, we're gonna link the Wiki lightning page.
Yeah.
Um,
You make that our new standard. Just always link the wiki page, and if it's not there, just link the page, and whenever someone creates
wait for
it,
Myron to make it.
Yeah.
Wait for Myron to make it.
he will read the notes, I think so.
Yeah, we'll just like put show notes like video link.
Wait, does Myron work on the technical wiki at all?
Yeah, he does a lot. Like,
Oh, okay,
there's a lot of other people, but like Myron is also
If-
very active there.
Micro, have you looked there and at I think there's an activity log, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's like
You can
recent Wiki activity.
I made
Yeah.
like one page and stopped.
I edited a couple of them, not a lot.
Well, like the recent activity is like Myron 2 hours ago, Myron 2 hours ago, Myron
Myron
3
3
hours
hours
ago.
ago.
Yeah, it's that,
Myron yesterday. Myron yesterday.
like people are very active. Not only Myron, it's like a lot of other people as well. And thank you for
Yeah.
that. Like, the more people, the better it gets. And like, it's like when I first saw like one of the pages Myron did with like code interpretation and everything. Like, it's like I'm not qualified to write on this wiki, but yeah, like I just wrote something and then people came and made it better, and now it's something they can look at it. So,
What? If I go to the wiki, it says it has technical difficulties.
weird.
And
Not
what's
hacking in
that face?
Minecraft, only difficulties.
Yeah.
Well,
Technical difficulties. Can't contact database, blah blah blah. MySQL, blah blah blah.
whatever. It's probably gonna be up soon.
Hopefully.
Talking about SciCraft, there's another video we should talk about, which is no one can get it. Seriously.
Server tour.
I haven't been
yes,
that
yes, like
active this week.
actually Sharia uploads it as well, and
Oh,
you
is
see
it
you
his
can-
toggle state witch farm?
no, it's the useless contraption thing,
Oh, the cake thing.
cake detection.
Oh, I saw that, but
It's so useless. It's amazing.
Well,
I saw the video.
The one cool thing is that
oh,
the
shit.
upwards facing instant pushing piston thing, instant
Mhm.
detection and so on, which is quite nice. But actually, make sure to link Shari's and Ragu's server video so we don't like favorite someone.
Oh yeah.
But then we will favorite the one who's first in the comments. In the notes. Oh. Which of them did you say first, right, enemy?
Huh?
Which of those videos did you say first to link them?
Well, in the beginning we didn't specify which one we talked about, so it doesn't really matter. But
Just
whoever is last, he's not least. So it's just we're not playing any favorites here. So we're gonna link both. The order is not rated or ranked or anything. So yeah, use this cake things. I liked it. It was a fun video.
It was pretty derpy. I liked it. Like, I mean, who would have ever thought of like doing something that dumb but also slightly practical?
Well, I'm sure you can like take parts of this thing, like the instant thing, and apply it somewhere else. So that's nice. But
Yeah.
like I'm not sure if the cake thing someone will ever need or use.
Of course.
But I'll use it all the time.
Yeah.
Then that's
don't you
perfect
wanna
for
use
you,
it?
and I'm happy for you.
Happy for
Spock.
Micro. Or happy for Spock.
But yeah, I think like it's enough about that. Also another very cool thing I saw this week. I think I'm like not really doing this chronologically anymore, but who cares? Was Tree Fox video about an AFK record sorter, which I didn't really have the need for before and still don't. But it's a cool thing that it exists, and
The only disadvantage, you need a jukebox, and jukeboxes are expensive because you need to mine diamond ore with non-blocks equally precious pickaxes.
Boo.
You first have to get one of
no,
these
you don't.
pickaxes.
You don't. You can just go to a dungeon or a fortress and find a diamond, so you're fine.
Enemy equals smart.
Or
But then you have
if
to.
if you don't have a dungeon, you can just generate your own until you get a diamond. So you're
Yeah.
fine.
Well, that's
problem
even
is
more intensive
you
than
would
just
have to
mining
load
for
new-
diamonds.
But
You'd
then
have
you don't destroy the diamond ore, which you have not infinite of.
But
Well,
then
yeah.
you have
Well, you
to
also don't have infinite dungeons, but that's beside the point.
you have to load new chunks and stuff like that. So it's better, but still not perfect.
Well, for all reasonable purposes, we have infinite of we have infinite diamonds. As far as
I
that's
like
concerned.
I like that we just like went away from the record sorter, just like complaining about diamonds now. No, like the record sorter. I'm kind of like there should be a way where you can like automate it properly.
Yeah.
But like you can sort. What can you sort? You can sort armor. You can sort tools to a certain degree. You can sort
A sorter sorter.
stackable
You can
items,
use
of course.
dispensers or stuff like
You
that.
can
to put
sort out
something.
buckets. You can sort out like bunch of things that are not stackable as well.
And do you think the dispenser should have the function to put something inside of the music, the jukebox thing?
I think that
You
would be
sort them.
very cool. Like if you can like an auto jukebox where you have like a dispenser and you just
They just press a button and then
dispense into
this-
a jukebox, or like with a hopper into a jukebox or something like that.
Yeah.
Like we do that for brewing stands and stuff, like or for beacons even. Like you should be able to do that with a stupid jukebox.
Yeah.
But yeah. Video by Tree Fork. We're gonna link it, of course. Next thing, that I almost forgot, is a hidden flying machine made by Peter Yang. And
a hidden one.
yeah, it's basically like he has two walls, and the one wall opens up a hole where the flying machine comes through, and then it flies into the other side and pushes the wall in a bit, and then the part of the wall moves the redstone blocks on the flying machine, and then returns it. And I think that's like a pretty good example for a mobile piston circuit, as Wout would call it. And that could be a way where you have like you pass a signal through, and every time you activate the reversal of the flying machine on the second wall, you could like take an output signal, for example, and that way you also have like room for like more stuff to pass through or whatever. So yeah, that's quite nice, and I'm sure if you tried hard enough, you could find a practical application for that. Of course, in probably some creative machine, not in like survival. Like I won't do in survival, but I also won't do a quasi 4-way flying machine in survival. So
You never know.
there's probably at some point there's going to be a practical application for all this stuff, but
Yeah, I will be doing a quarry at some point in survival. I'd honestly love to do that.
yeah, I think like Quarry would be very awesome to build in survival.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Yeah, like we have so much stuff going on. It's like we don't get anything done or whatever, but like we have projects planned and stuff, so it's gonna be at the very end.
Quarries are awesome.
Yeah. Talking about Quarry tech, someone who does that, Redstone Chess does Quarry stuff, and he released a video using a modded Minecraft version from Panda that has a 16-block push limit. He made an automatic 4-directional flying machine.
Whoa.
And it's very cool, like 4-directional flying machine. The thing is, like, you need the station to reverse it as like you would need with the 2-way as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit more complicated than that, a bit bigger. You could also do it with 14 according to him, but 13 and 12 are totally out of the question. And he might do a video where you cannot do that, like a proof.
The thing is, yeah, nice, you can do it with 16, but I don't think Mojang will edit the piston push limit.
I
Because-
would be surprised if they change
Yeah.
it. Like, it's been in the game for so long, and like stuff is using
Mhm.
that feature.
The same thing as with when wooden buttons were introduced. I think at first they also added the length for stone buttons to 1.5 seconds, and that would mess up lots of stuff that depends on timing. So that's why they only did the wooden things. And with pistons, it's kind of the same. If you now make it 16, stuff that would not be able to push otherwise can now push, and then it breaks.
Yeah, I
Can
guess.
break.
Yeah, like
I don't
the,
have high
the cool
hopes.
thing is like you can. What he did is he had basically has like the 2-way flying machine on the bottom, and then the 2-way flying machine on top turned 90 degrees, and then they connected them so they don't like they move together.
Mhm.
And when he wants to go one way, he just like for the lower part, he pushes them out of the way and pushes the top ones in, so they actually do stuff. And when he wants to go the other way, he just takes the top ones to the outer position where they don't matter, pushes the lower ones in, so they actually activate stuff. And if he wants to reverse, he just like reverses normally, like you would with a 2-way flying machine.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat. Like I always like I never really thought about like making a one and how you would easily do that or whatever. But when I was generally thinking about like 4-way thing, it was like this huge contraption. Like, but I guess like it makes sense that it's so simple. So otherwise, it would be very hard to like move everything and so on.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like sadly not possible in vanilla Minecraft.
That face. Not so happy for
Oh,
enemy.
well, so far no one found out how to do that. How to do it. So most
But-
likely not possible.
Yep, but you never know.
He did make an earlier video about a 4-way flying machine, but that's one. It has a massive restriction to move it to the left, to the right, or whatever.
No, that was
Uh,
Peter Yang.
Yeah, that was Peter Young, I know.
Yeah, but
Oh,
like this 4-way flying machine is by Redstone Chess.
Oh.
I
was
think I
still-
mentioned it. I'm sorry if I didn't.
Yeah, I think you mentioned. But Peter Yang, he made a 4-way flying machine earlier, and that one couldn't really care anything else. And this one, Redstone just make. I think you can attach other stuff to it, right?
If you wanted, you could, but it also would have to be 4-way
Yeah.
compatible, I guess. And yeah, like his thing uses a 16-block push limit, but I think 4-way compatible attachable stuff could be very hard.
Yeah.
Like for 4-way wall eater.
Oh god. How
Like
would
I guess you like if you want to do like 4-way with the 16-block push limit, you possibly could do something like the 3-way wall eater where you have like an additional thing that's one way where it pushes in this way. But yeah, like not easy. Would need to put some thought into that.
Yeah. Only a little.
But now to something Michael really wanted to talk about. I was super excited when we talked about earlier. which is a cool new ice farm that TDL released this week.
His name is Tittle.
I thought that
Um,
was the dot on top of an eye.
Huh?
That's what that's called. The dot on top of an eye is called a tittle.
I would say it's the dot on top of the eye.
Most people would say that, but the actual title for it is a tittle. The more you know.
Today I learned.
Okay, so Spock, let's hear it.
Oh.
Why is it cool?
Because it's fast.
How fast is it?
I don't remember, but isn't it like 2,000 an hour or something like that? 2,200?
2,200, yes.
Yeah,
Why is it so fast? Maybe you can tell me that.
because he
Magic.
wants it to be.
Come on, you looked at it. You were super excited. Tell me.
Well, I don't remember anything now that you put me under pressure.
It's basically it has a spawning spot for the ice. Yeah, freezing spot for the ice, and I think it has a hopper clock without pistons version to activate it once every X minutes, and it's basically pushing it into a cube.
Yep.
It's like most of the stuff TDL
yeah,
makes.
but then it would be like any other one, right?
Yeah, it's when you look at it, it looks really simple, but it's
So
looks pretty
I
good.
think the main thing that makes big difference that you haven't mentioned yet is that he doesn't have like this one ice freezing space, but he has two next to each other.
Yeah.
That he pushes together with like a slime blocker thing. Then pushes over with like a instant pushing mechanism.
Yeah, it has some
Instant double
system
extender.
where there's a double extender, and then it activates twice to push everything.
And it's like, if you think about it, the instant double extender is very useful because then you have more time for the ice to freeze because you like get your pistons out of the way faster.
Yeah.
But that's, I guess, kind of important to achieve more speed.
Yep.
And also the too wide freezing space is very cool because then you can get more ice basically.
Yep.
And of course you can just make it's modular, so you can just make more modules and get more that way. But I don't think like at a certain point you would care. Like you wouldn't build this as big as like your loaded the chunks are, because like it would take days to harvest possibly.
Yeah.
If you would make 4 of those segments modules, yeah, when you harvest it, you get 2 double chests or something like that. So more than enough for
Yep.
a while. The only thing I think it can be improved on is he's moving it into the cube from top.
Oh yeah.
And when you're having a half cube, you start mining, you don't have a floor. So I would say move the 3 spots over to the side a bit, and then move them down so you can fill the cube from the bottom up.
Yeah.
And that way you always have your stone slabs at the bottom, and then yeah, it starts
Needs
at
to
the
be
bottom
stone
layer.
slabs. Can be nothing else.
Yes, because what wood slabs fine. You can have your wooden slabs.
No, stone slabs. Stone slabs.
It has to be, Niels.
No,
What has
the
been
wood
said
slabs
must be
would be
canon.
better, I think, because stone slabs you can mine them with your pickaxe easily, and wooden slabs it's harder.
Yeah. Well, anyways, wouldn't you be using your silk shears to mine ice?
No.
No.
Silk touch pickaxe because silk shears are
Silk
super slow.
shears, I wish you luck with that, but it's slow.
Like you could do that. Makes kind of sense, but
And
pickaxe so much
pickaxes are
faster.
cheap. Silk touch is cheap. And breaking is cheap. Efficiency is cheap.
Unbreaking pickaxes are cheap.
Yeah, it's all of that is cheap. So I would not take the effort to put it on a shear. Yeah, it's even cheaper, but it's so much slower.
But like put it on. You have silk touch shears for other reasons, like cobwebs and dead
Yeah.
bushes and
Well, yeah,
ferns
that's
and
true.
stuff. But like for ice farm, I would go for a pickaxe honestly.
They're nice initially though, because you don't necessarily, like, let's say you're starting out and you don't necessarily have a way to get lots and lots of pickaxes.
Well, like the chance of you getting a silk touch book when enchanting
It's 1%.
Hey, hey,
it's under 1%, and like the chance of getting a silk touch book on a villager
is much more. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
don't
not-
knock it. I've gotten
it's-
a I've gotten
it's
a
higher, I would think.
I've gotten a Silk Touch book from enchanting on the third enchant I did in my single player world.
I
Well, yeah,
once
that's like
on
based on your luck, but
Yeah.
on old world when I wanted to make one set of shears, I literally enchanted all day long with my double cave spider spawner. That wasn't even optimal, and yeah, I had to try something like 80 times before I get it. Takes so long, and we didn't have villagers yet back then. I think.
like the villagers, like I'm not exactly sure how big the chance is, but so far I had like 6 or 7 SciCraft villagers for the cheapest price, like for 5 emeralds, like 6 or 7 of them, not just like one and then others that are like just bad prices. Like I had 6 or 7 perfect SciCraft villagers, and I just like kill them because we have one already and we don't really need duplicates.
Oh
I
yeah.
think we already have 2 of those.
I have too many silk villagers in my single player world at the moment.
Like
Mm.
sure you could keep them and like store them for later use or whatever, but they're like not that rare that we would like need to save every single one of them.
Oh yeah, obviously not.
And if you have
And-
one of them, that should be more than enough.
Yeah, like it's hard to break them, and if you kill them, it's your own fault. Usually. But yeah. Ice Farm. Any last words?
Nope.
I just think it's very
Who just
cool.
farted?
What else?
I could have sworn I heard a fart. Anyways, personally I'm fine. Not much else to say.
I guess if you miss anything, you guys can let us know. I think we never mentioned that before. Like if you think we missed something, let us know and we can look
Or
at
if
it
you
and talk
saw
about it
something,
next time.
you saw something really epic, and you think, oh, we should talk about it.
Yep.
But,
Also, any technical guys you guys know, but that we don't, tell us immediately.
Yeah. Like I hate to miss out on stuff.
mhm.
I
Like
just I just really don't like, for example, like other languages like Spanish, for example. Like I know
I hate
there's a bunch.
Spanish.
No, it's not that I hate Spanish. It's just I don't understand it. That's like I miss out on cool stuff Spanish people make because I don't understand what they're saying.
I can understand it to a degree.
And whenever you see something, hey, diddle, translate this. It's not. I think you can use Google's automated voice recognition
Oh
and
no, that
automated
thing
translation,
is god
because it's totally accurate.
awful. Totally accurate doesn't even begin to describe it.
Yes.
It's so miserably off. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it is really funny looking at all the mistranslations.
Yeah. Doing it on a song and then singing what it translates. It's
Oh yeah.
sometimes. I also the other day I saw something, some site. I will try to find it. You would enter a small sentence and it would translate it to a strange language and back, and strange language and back 10 times or something like that, and you would get stuff that doesn't make sense. It's
I think there's like people who make music videos where like take
Yeah,
a
they do.
song and take
Yes.
the lyrics into like translator and like translate a bunch.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Google
I once
Translate
saw,
things. Those are so funny.
I think it was Red on Link. They made a video about where they just sang the song what Google's automatic voice recognition said.
It's so beautiful. Anyways, like I feel like that's all we have for this week. Any objections?
I can't think of anything at the moment.
Object to your face.
Nah.
No. Alright.
Why enemy?
Wanami?
Enemy throw.
No. You need to do the outro because the outro except with an upside down W.
Outro do D.
Huh? What?
It's upside down, so the sentence is mixed up.
Oh.
Yeah, we could have like a vertical outro and it's like something with an E in the beginning. That's my version of what?
Okay.
Do we need like stupid words for that? Can we just say bye?
Okay.
Kind of making
I
it too hard for
that's
ourselves.
bye backward.
We will just say bye.
I
Bye.
say I
Bye.
because that's bye backwards.